on. KATSEYE's biggest op is Popstar Academy.
Happy.
She watched the documentary.
I'm so happy too, seriously.
Someone is watching Popstar Academy.
Or Nora babes.
Who's watching?
No, oh yes, babes.
Wait, who?
Someone.
Someone.
Don't say you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
Kanye girl.
Period!
Every time an icon comes online, they're like, so-and-so should have been in KATSEYE, so-and-so should have made the lineup. And Angel loses its fucking wings.
I do not like this song. Santa Claus is coming to town. Do not come to my town.
Where the f is Manon?
Like, I'm so tired of Manon being left out of KATSEYE. Like, honestly, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this because y'all have been at her throat and against her. I'm talking the KATSEYE Hybe team and the internet since Popstar Academy. And I'm gonna need you to stop acting like you know this girl, because you don't know this girl. Like, literally, people are coming at her throat because of Popstar Academy.
I'm actually really annoyed because literally KATSEYE will breathe and then like, boom, it's more controversy. And then it literally always has something to do with Manon. Hello? Can we do something else?
They're doing this shit on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. They knew people were gonna notice and they knew people were gonna talk about it. This is negative press. And it's negative press on the head of Manon.
So why do people want the KATSEYE members to literally hate each other? Am I missing something here? First of all, why does it always involve Manon? That's very strange. And why do you want the other members to hate her so badly? This has been an issue since literally Dream Academy came out.
It seems y'all are trying to gaslight Manon's fans because they have every right to be worried and concerned and even frustrated.
Wow. Hey people.
My K-pop conspiracy theory is that companies intentionally mistreat one or two members of a group so that fans take notice of it and market the group by mentioning that member's name. For example, Manon's being mistreated, Junghyun's being mistreated, Yeon's being mistreated, which could be true and brings attention to the group.
All roads leads back to Popstar Academy. All roads lead back to Popstar Academy. If you're wondering why I'm still talking about Popstar Academy, it's because, unfortunately, it's still relevant. Painfully relevant. I fear that any group formed through a survival show is cursed to carry that origin drama forever. And Popstar Academy is, especially, heavy baggage. Why? Because it didn't just document the formation of KATSEYE, it exposed, recklessly, the brutal machinery behind idol-making. From the emotional labor demanded of teenage girls, to the sobering reality that hard work doesn't always equal success, Popstar Academy shattered the "if you try hard enough, you'll make it" myth that so many fans and trainees cling to. For those who haven't seen it, the show chronicles KATSEYE's early training period, zeroing in on the relationships, tensions, and growing pains among the trainees. The most polarizing arc, by far, was Manon's. She was scouted for her undeniable star power, despite being less technically polished than some of her peers. She skipped rehearsals. She broke some rules. She didn't face immediate consequences. The twist? Popstar Academy never told the girls it would become a survival show. Hybe and Geffen kept that detail under wraps. So when voting began, and Manon consistently ranked in the top 10, ultimately debuting over contestants like Adela, it sparked resentment. Adela, Sophia, and Lara openly voiced their frustration, pointing out the bait and switch. They were led to believe that all you had to do was show up, work hard, improve, and place well in the executives' rankings to make the group. Instead, the rules changed mid-game, and fan voting for the most part decided the outcome. Yes, Manon took accountability. Yes, she improved. But nuance rarely trends. So when the documentary aired, the internet did what it does best. It picked sides, cast villains, and turned complex teenagers into content. Lara, Sophia, and Adela were labeled mean girls. Manon became the scapegoat for everything from favoritism to laziness. And that stigma hasn't faded. To this day, every time Manon misses a schedule or is edited out of something, the default assumption is, she's lazy. Not, she's sick. Not, maybe she's being sidelined. Just lazy. Meanwhile, other members have also been sick or absent from promotional content, with grace and understanding from the fandom. Daniela was unwell during the filming of Touch. Megan missed most of the Asian leg of the SIS promotions. Lara couldn't participate in the Game Boy choreo. Manon, on the other hand, backlash, controversy, uproar, and perhaps that's proof of her impact. The truth is, while Popstar Academy branded itself as a documentary, it played out more like a high-gloss reality show. It dramatized, edited, and sensationalized the messy reality of building a group. And in doing so, it gave KATSEYE the kind of viral publicity most rookies could only dream of. But it also planted a seed. Compressing a 2-year process into 8 episodes stripped away nuance, flattened complex personalities, and turned real people into caricatures. And in the edit, one member in particular was cast as the uncommitted one. That portrayal has lingered, fueling fandom division, selective empathy, and an enduring mischaracterization of someone who, at her core, just wanted to improve, but knew she was starting from further behind. The person in front of it all and the company behind it all. I'm not here to rewrite history. Manon did miss rehearsals during Popstar Academy, and she wasn't as committed at first as she could have been. I understand why her teammates felt frustrated. I've been in group projects where someone didn't pull their weight, but I've also been on the other side, walking in late, trying to learn a skill I wasn't already good at, surrounded by people light years ahead. For Manon, that challenge was magnified. She was shy, joined after the others had already bonded, and had to bridge both a social and skill gap while the cameras were rolling. What rarely gets acknowledged is how openly she spoke about feeling deep insecurity for the first time.
I need to hold myself accountable for what has happened. Having that lower skill set, especially in the beginning, I was like in shock. And I never felt insecurity like that before, and I kind of had to gain back my confidence. I wish I could talk to Manon back then.
People who know me don't know that I'm shy. Like, I'm a shy person, you know? And then I'm not asking any questions because, like, I'm insecure about it.
How are you gonna get over your weirdness?
How am I gonna get over my weirdness?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
I feel like I'm holding myself back, you know?
What do you think is really holding you back?
Definitely like the confidence thing. Like I'm learning something new. I'm not good at it because
you're learning.
No one's a
you're
pro
learning.
at the
right,
beginning, right?
Exactly.
And I'm surrounded by girls who are pros.
Who have been here much longer than
Right.
you.
I tend to forget that. But then I just get frustrated and insecure.
Lena, als ich zuerst hierher gekommen bin, ich hatte so keinen Plan gehabt, was genau auf mich zukommt. Jetzt bin ich da so surrounded von Girls, die irgendwie das professionally trained, seitdem sie jünger sind. Dann habe ich so das Gefühl gehabt, wow, mega overwhelming, weil irgendwie, ich fühle mich so, als ob ich irgendwie nicht gut genug bin.
I feel like coming to terms that you can't always be the best. Like for me, for example, I haven't danced before this program, so my skill set was pretty low, and I struggled a lot with that in the beginning.
Because you start doubting yourself a little bit when you only get criticism.
Exactly.
But then you have all of these people online being like, you rock.
Supportive.
And that's what like motivates me again.
Insecurity can drain your motivation before you even start. Imagine joining a group where everyone seems better than you, being ranked at the bottom week after week, and trying to convince yourself you belong. So it's no surprise that when the public began voting Manon into top spots, offering her positive reinforcement instead of constant criticism, her perspective shifted. For some people, that kind of encouragement fuels growth in ways negative feedback never could. What frustrates me most is the company's ability to spin all of this into a narrative that benefits them, while the girls, Manon and Adela especially, absorb the backlash.
You have to create that competition. It's entertainment. And this is what the fans really want.
Popstar Academy pulled back the curtain on the labor exploitation trainees endure. Grueling schedules, relentless pressure, and virtually no control over their futures. They woke at 6 a.m., returned home around 10 or 11 p.m., and none were paid. According to Missy in an interview, rehearsals weren't technically compulsory. a detail that makes sense given California's strict child labor laws likely prevented the company from formally requiring minors to work those hours. That's probably why Manon couldn't be formally penalized for missing some. But that loophole is exactly how Hybe's Geffen kept teenagers working over 10 hours a day. Label rehearsals optional, then let peer pressure and groupthink make them mandatory in practice. Skip too many, and you risk alienating the rest of the girls. And that was before they turned the process into a survival show, recording therapy sessions, scripting vulnerabilities into plot lines, and pushing contestants as young as 14 into high-stakes competition. When most joined, there wasn't even a set debut date. The expectation was to train endlessly, never ask questions, and comply despite having no real information about their future. The company could have ended the project at any time. Hybe has done it before. Trainee A, anyone? Injuries were common. Emily, Lexi, Samara, and Israela were all hurt. Emily even danced on an injured foot until it required surgery. Imagine sustaining a lifelong injury in this process without even knowing if you'd debut. While their peers were studying for college entrance exams, these girls were working 10 to 15-hour days on an unpaid gamble. That's why comments about Manon not being passionate or only joining because she wants to be famous are absurd. Of course she wanted to be famous, they all do. That's the nature of the industry. What those comments ignore is that she has been consistent in saying this is her dream since childhood, even mentioning how her mom once bought her a device to make music.
My mom got me Logic to make music because I was using GarageBand to make
That's a really good gift.
And so I was like begging her, I was like, please get me Logic. So I got that.
Well, look, it's paid off.
And it's paid off, I'm here.
The lazy narrative falls apart when you consider that multiple members have vouched for her commitment and energy in rehearsals.
Gets possessed by both Danny and Megan's dance spirits at the same time, and out of nowhere, like Manon is a gymnast. Like she's like that was the one time she like challenged Grant to like a break dance. We were like, Grant, can you do this? And then Manon was in the other side trying to do it, and she was like in this like weird distorted position. Sometimes Manon does a thing where she'll be like, I really get into it. Like there are some rehearsals where she gets so
really
into
puts
it.
her soul into it.
Like all of us are like this, and Manon's like.
Okay, who is most likely to be the unofficial, official choreographer?
Or Megan.
No, but Manon sometimes like she'll be like, we should do this, and she'll be like. Facts, yeah.
5. Manon's always asking to add extra.
Because we need it.
Yeah.
We need it really bad.
So I'm like, okay, Manon.
Remember when, what was it? It was like 3 a.m. and we just wrapped and I was like, guys, like I think we really need extra rehearsals.
I do remember that.
We stepped into the studio for 2 more hours.
And Manon was like, guys, you need to like work harder. And we were like, yes. Yes,
I do
Madani.
feel bad about my approach though.
And we were like, yes, Ani.
Because I was, yeah. Truth is, I walked into this program with no knowledge. Like, I've never heard about K-pop before, never been in a competition, never danced before. I just did not have that discipline, and I didn't really, I think, know how things were working, and it took me a while to get it. But with that being said, I fully locked in, and I think I've grown a lot since, and I think if things were still like that, I would not be in this group by now. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. You were doing something right, girl.
Yeah.
Period.
In the same interview with Weverse magazine, Missy says this about Manon. Unlike many of the other members, Manon didn't come from a background in competitive sports or the arts, which made the T&D process especially challenging for her. Even in difficult moments, she never gave up. Manon has consistently worked to enhance her skill set and professionalism, and since becoming a group member, she has truly turned a corner. She's now deeply committed to being a supportive teammate and a caring sister to her bandmates. Realistically, she couldn't perform at KATSEYE's current level without putting in just as much work, if not more, than everyone else, especially given that she started with less training. In fact, I'd argue she's already surpassed the performance level of many idols who've spent years in the trainee system. Another thing, in the comment sections, I often see people say she isn't talented, which doesn't make sense because nearly every teacher in that documentary pointed out how naturally gifted she is.
I've had the least amount of time with Manon, but she has a good ear, she has good pitch. She doesn't know how she's doing any of it. Okay, so pretty.
Thank you.
You have a really cool character to your voice.
Thank you so much.
And you have some natural, really nice textures that we're gonna exploit the hell out of.
I actually think Manon has a lot of natural ability, just her expressions and how she's connecting with audience members. When you watch her, you can't look away from her.
See how breathy that is? Like, it's gorgeous. Like, that needs to be the energy that you give more.
It's noticed that Manon has definitely star quality. Obviously, she was not familiar with K-pop system or what would be the expectation when you are an idol. She kind of had hesitation to put everything into this project, but whenever we shoot the performances, she did really great. She always did what she needed to do at the moment. That was very impressive.
And Manon, you have really great charisma, but your charisma can't shine through if you don't have the dynamics. Make sense? Yeah. So we'll keep developing that in next rehearsal.
And clearly, she's put in the work for that natural talent to flourish. The problem is, the Popstar Academy edit made it far too easy for people to demean Manon's efforts. Fans who once praised her now dismiss her, and those ranking videos, humiliation rituals disguised as fun content, gleefully place her dead last in every category except visuals, even when she's clearly excelling. I can't overstate how much I hate those videos. Not only are they reductive, but they are often made by people with no real expertise in the skills they're rating, leaning instead on pre-existing narratives shaped by company branding, or, in KATSEYE's case, that documentary. Any professional will tell you that Manon's current skills match the group's standard. Those videos ignore a fundamental truth. A strong group isn't built from identical all-rounders, but from members whose strengths complement each other. By immortalizing her early mistakes while erasing her growth, the edit cemented a perception that refuses to die. Take Lollapalooza, for example. Manon was phenomenal. She stepped on that stage like she had something to prove, and she did. Many called it one of her best, if not the best, performances of her career so far. She trended online. People across TikTok, forums, and Twitter were raving. And then, days later, the nitpicking began. People compared her debut part to Yoonchae's at the Mama Awards, even though their performance styles couldn't be more different. Manon's delivery was elegant and feminine, perfectly aligned with her image in the group, while Yoonchae's was feisty and sassy, true to her own persona. Many dance instructors encourage adding your own spin to movements, and within a group, that individuality is even more crucial. Another fan gotcha moment came from a 4-second clip at the end of debut, where some claimed Manon's facial expression was off. In reality, her expression matched the intensity of every other member. Watching the full performance makes it clear. The entire group was performing with the same level of focus. It wasn't just her. Every time Manon earns the praise she rightfully deserves, the goalpost shifts. What's especially sinister is that, as a Black woman, she's already battling the exhausting expectation to work twice as hard for the same recognition others receive. Much of the resentment she still faces comes from the perception that she entered this group without meeting that standard, that she was portrayed as someone who didn't work as hard as the others, yet still secured her spot. Add to that the burden of having to prove herself again and again because of that godforsaken Popstar Academy edit, and you have a situation where she's been positioned to fight an endless uphill battle. From a marketing standpoint, Manon was never just the visual. She's a rare multi-market asset, representing not one, but 2 continents, Europe and Africa, in a group where most members are from Asia and North America. She's fluent in multiple languages: English, Swiss German, German, French, and Spanish.
How many languages do you know fluently, Manon? Like fluently?
Well, Spanish.
Vamos a hablar un poquito de español.
No entiendo.
Para la
no,
gente
no,
que
no entiendo.
Claro que sí. Tú entiendes
Sí,
el español.
yo entiendes para, no, para,
You got it.
claro, I got it, but, basically, yo no entiende. Basically, yo no entiende.
Yo no entiendo.
Yo no entiendo. Yo no
Entiendo.
Yo no entiendo. Sí, yo no entiendo. Oh, Nintendo, what? Yo no entiendo.
Nintendo is crazy.
And has one of the most distinctive vocal tones in KATSEYE.
Been saying all the right things all night long.
Her vocals.
Holy shit.
Arguably the most distinct voice in the group, making her a natural fit for Western crossover appeal. I think people really underestimate how crucial vocal diversity is in a group, especially one aiming to be global like KATSEYE. Honestly, I'm shocked it didn't seem to be a bigger factor in member selection. Some members still blend together in songs, and I hope the company works on cultivating each member's unique tone. That's why Manon is such an asset. Her vocal texture leans alto, adding a sultriness and depth that immediately stands out in their music. She's also interested in songwriting, and if she develops that skill, it could further solidify her artistic identity. And yes, star quality.
She's so cute. Look at her. She is a star. She's a future it girl. Mark my word.
A term that was introduced to us in Popstar Academy. In K-pop, visuals aren't just about being conventionally attractive. True star quality is magnetism, the ability to draw attention, hold it, and leave a lasting impression, even in silence. I'm not gonna lie, when I first got into K-pop, this was one of the things that really baffled me. One of the most compelling definitions I've heard is this: it is when your absence is just as palpable as your presence. By that measure, Manon is undeniable. She's one of the most talked about members, whether in praise or criticism, and that, in itself, is influence. Many people mistakenly think star quality only means positive attention, but in reality, the ability to spark conversation, regardless of tone, is a rare and potent asset. Two comments I came across on Reddit explain this better than I ever could. The first, from a user named Popstar, frames it like this: star quality. It's about the feelings and energies it gives us. We've always known this when it comes to abstract art, like paintings. But applying that same idea to humans performing art, it's a harsher reality to accept. Visual is just an ingredient to star quality. Bruno Mars isn't conventionally handsome, but he's magnetic because he knows how to hold our attention. Manon is model status stunning, but that's just one component of her star quality. Her looks might be what you notice first, but it's her presence that sticks with you. The second, from Freaky Fishy Unite, puts it in casting terms. Star quality is what makes you stand out among the pack of other attractive people. You know it when you see it. All of those girls were beautiful. There wasn't an ugly girl in that group, but some were more charismatic and had that it quality over others.
Manon is such a star, 100%. Like, that star factor is just so rare. It's so rare. Like, if you think about the pop girlies right now in Hollywood, like, there are just, it takes so much to get that pop star energy level. There could be so many amazing girls that come in, but like the pop star energy is just so rare. And Manon definitely has that in her voice. Oh my gosh, just such star quality. Incredible. I would listen to her voice, 100%.
Love or hate them, the executives made the right call with Manon, especially given the role she's come to play in KATSEYE. Her presence has anchored a significant portion of the group's fan base, and she's one half of some of the fandom's most popular ships: Mars, Danon, Eminem, Muffins, Moons. Even before debut, she had a way of attracting attention in spaces where star power is currency. There's an uncanny pattern of Hollywood figures gravitating toward her, even when she isn't seeking them out. a phenomenon that already sets her apart from the rest of the group. It happened before debut, and it's happened even more since.
I think Manon has the most risk.
I think Manon has the most risk. Nonchalant.
She looks like you.
She's nonchalant.
She looks like you with those eyes. She just has that je ne sais quoi.
That je ne sais quoi. People flock to. No.
That kind of pull isn't something you can manufacture. It's the mark of genuine presence and magnetism. For me, the moment I knew she was that girl was when she had people copying her straight brow trend. Even Daniela, her own group mate, jumped on it.
I started doing straight brows. I know, I noticed. I love it. I think it snatches your face completely. Recently, I've been a little snatched because she's my idol. I saw she's my idol. Danny. And so Danny just shaved hers. Danny just shaved hers. Everybody is getting inspired by
everyone's shaving their brows.
Everyone's shaving their brows.
If you can get people to deliberately switch to that straight line brow shape, that's star power in my book. Combined with her adaptability and chemistry, she's a marketer's dream. In the attention economy, engagement is currency, and Manon is able to effortlessly generate it in abundance. I mean, the fact that she's the first member I thought of dedicating an entire solo video to on this channel says it's something. But Hybe x Geffen understands drama cells. They've shown again and again they can spin any moment, absence, tension, injury, into fuel for engagement. From Manon's uncommitted but talented introduction on Popstar Academy to the rollout of Gnarly, their most controversial song yet, they've capitalized on narrative beats that keep KATSEYE in conversation. Whether through careful orchestration or sharp opportunism, the result is the same. People are talking. They are masterful at deliberately provoking strong emotional reactions to drive visibility. Done well, rage bait marketing can boost virality, pull in casual audiences, and even solidify fan loyalty. Done poorly, it risks reputations and fosters a toxic online culture. The KATSEYE fandom, icons, is becoming increasingly toxic. Some of that is just the byproduct of rapid growth, but it's also the result of a marketing strategy built on outrage and controversy.
Most people who work in dangerous workplaces are men. Most people who fight in war are men.
And who set that system up?
Men.
I'm going to ask the disagreeers to step forward.
The fallout hasn't been evenly distributed. Adela still gets the mean girl jab, and Lara and Sophia have faced backlash, but most of it has faded. For Manon, though, the lazy label has stuck, and it's impossible to ignore how it taps into the centuries-old lazy black girl stereotype. I find it hard to believe no one on the marketing team considered how her portrayal might play into racial bias, or how it could fuel race-based hostility toward her. That bias is already visible in the fandom. Let's get this out of the way. Some Manon fans can be incredibly toxic and weird. A few are overly defensive, and that's fueled plenty of infighting within the fandom. But honestly, I find that sad, because it's clear Hybe x Geffen had a heavy hand in cultivating this dynamic. The way Popstar Academy framed Manon essentially set the stage for the KATSEYE fandom culture we see now. The way Manon was portrayed in that documentary is the foundational reason her fandom is so potent. She received disproportionate backlash early on, so her supporters had to become strong, loyal, and protective just to combat it. Even now, under every single KATSEYE post praising Manon, you'll find more than a handful of comments undermining her or redirecting the praise to another member. For most idols, that kind of edit could have crippled their chances of building a fanbase at all. The fact that Manon still gained one, and that so many people love her, is a testament to her charisma. It was a reckless choice by Hybe x Geffen to frame her that way without considering the long-term consequences. What concerns me now is the growing negative bias against anyone who supports Manon, solo stan or not. I've seen comments claiming she only has black fans, people swearing they love all the girls, but before saying something disparaging about Manon, labeling anyone that says something negative about the other girls a Manon solo stan, outright racist rhetoric, or dismissals like, I like KATSEYE but hate Manon solo stans. And while it's true some of her solos have been toxic, that's true for every member's fanbase. especially in a K-pop heavy fandom where this behavior isn't unique. From the company's perspective, solo stans can be useful. Manon's fans are fiercely loyal, often spending and engaging more to defend her. But that loyalty comes at a cost. Fan wars, fractured unity, and a shift from music to drama. Hybe and Geffen's cultivation of her solo fandom has left her in a strange position. Some fans rally behind her because they see her as a victim, while others resent her for that same perception. The same dynamic plays out with other members. Whenever tensions involve Manon, there's always a contingent ready to side against her, not necessarily based on facts, but because they've been framed as the victims of her solo fans. It's unfortunate because from what I've seen of KATSEYE, Manon's actual personality is remarkably chill. In the end, that's superficial engagement, people tuning in for the conflict rather than the art. And the ethics, questionable at best. Labeling one member lazy, despite her obvious improvement, forces her to always be on. She's not afforded the grace to miss schedules for health reasons, even though the workload is unsustainable for anyone. My sister is just getting into KATSEYE, and when I showed her some of their content, it hit me how overwhelming the sheer volume is. People forget they only debuted a year ago because their success has been astronomical. To sustain that level of visibility requires an immense amount of work, much of it happening outside of their already grueling schedules. It's inevitable that members will break down at some point. Fans love to say idols should rest, but do they actually mean it? I don't think so, because the same fans demanding rest are also the ones demanding more content, more appearances, more proof of activity. That contradiction makes idols' well-being secondary to fans' sense of entitlement. And for Manon, the stakes are even harsher. Because of how she was framed in the documentary, people are more dismissive of her health struggles. If something serious is going on, whether it's private or the company chooses not to disclose, it's easier for people to fall back on the lazy narrative. The irony is, the only reason KATSEYE members even get sick days might be because of the protections in their American contracts. Personally, I try never to judge idols when they step back, because you never truly know what's happening behind the scenes. May his soul rest. But since the Chadwick Boseman tragedy, I've been far more conscious of withholding judgment. And honestly, more K-pop fans need to take that same approach. Instead of addressing the structural problem of overwork, fandoms often look for scapegoats. And in KATSEYE, Manon has become the easiest one. Overwork idols in K-pop is a big issue, and while fans claim to care, the culture of constant content from live streams to interviews to music to events have made many people numb to it. Instead of addressing the workload, some look for scapegoats. Manon becomes an easy one. The longer-term cost is mental health. Everything is moving so fast for KATSEYE that I wonder if they've had time to process their own feelings, toward themselves and toward each other. When every interaction is dissected by fans, and sometimes even played into by their own marketing team, it risks damaging group cohesion. I've seen moments from Manon that make me worry about that.
Guys, to be honest, I was just crying, and she had to calm me the fuck down because I was crashing out. I was freaking out. That's what you want to talk about right now. I was freaking out because I feel like life is moving so fast, and it freaks me out. I don't think it's supposed to happen this fast.
But it is.
But it is. And it's really scary. It's really scary.
But it's not, Nancy. Kiss me.
Oh, it is.
It's not, and you're gonna have the best year of your whole entire life.
What? I'm not joking! I'm having a really hard time right now!
I believe the girls genuinely care for one another, and I hope this doesn't erode their relationships. This video is not to infantilize them. They have agency. They might even be aware of and complicit in some of these strategies. But I doubt they fully realize how deep the marketing psychology runs, or how much these narratives will stick. There is a silver lining here. Manon has already been established as a polarizing figure, and in today's pop culture, that can be an asset. The era of universally digestible celebrities is over. audiences gravitate toward figures who spark conversation, whether that's praise or criticism. With the right marketing, smart positioning, and a more strategic approach from Manon herself, she could evolve into one of the most compelling personalities in the industry. Jennie from Blackpink is a prime example within the K-pop space. Love her or hate her, you can't stop talking about her. And right now, everyone's trying to be like Jennie. I'm not against rage-bait marketing in theory. It can be highly effective. I even salute the team for their willingness to take risks in both branding and promotion. The thing is, though, I can recognize it. Most people can't. As KATSEYE grows, I hope they shift toward strategies that highlight the members' artistry and individuality without leaning so heavily on provocation. Because outrage might build a brand, but over-reliance on it can define one. And in Manon's case, that definition was never hers to choose.
That's a wrap! We love you, Manon! We love you, Manon! We love you, Icon! We miss you, Manon! Yes, we miss you, and please go watch the video. We hope you love it.